What's up, you all? Welcome back. Um, Today's title is When the Heart is Black, the Devil is Light. When the heart is black, the devil is light. Thank you all for tuning in today. Um, you at the port in New Jersey? Malicious? She's at the. Oh, strike at the port. Oh, strike at the port. I heard about a strike from this young lady's Instagram. Let me see. Strike at the ports. Let me try to find a non-biased, a non-woke. I just want just a non-biased. Just please tell me what the strike is about. That's all I want. Oh yeah, you said get your stuff. So you heard that, you all. Tomorrow we got to stock up on some stuff tomorrow. Let me go to. You can't find any unbiased news. Everything is just disgusting. Um, Nothing is unbiased. Let me. Uh, okay. I'll go to PR Newswire. Um, East Coast and Gulf Coast port workers are on the cusp of striking, a move that could cause serious economic fallout. Just 1 week strike could cost the economy $3.7 billion, or in other words, five 540 million per day. Um, that's according to an analysis by the conference board. What's the reason? A strike could come at a critical time in the U.S. The deadline for reaching a deal falls just weeks before the November elections. Moreover, a strike would occur as retailers scramble to finish importing inventory to ensure customers are well supplied ahead of the busy holiday shopping season. A port strike would paralyze U.S. trade and raise prices at a time when consumers and business are starting to feel relief from inflation. Oh, really? Even a short port strike could cause supply chain interruptions for weeks. For example, a 1 week strike starting October 1st could cause slowdowns through mid-November. Um, the U.S. administration can legally intervene to force striking port workers back to the job, but election year politics introduce a more complex calculus. Under the Taft-Hartley Act, the president can seek a court injunction that triggers a back-to-work order and 80-day cooling off period if a strike of essential workers affects national security. Here we go. The administration has stated it has no plans to invoke Taft-Hartley due to its support of unions and collective bargaining. Since the 1970s, it has been used only once to end a work stoppage, a 2002 lockout at 29 West Coast ports. Automation and wages are key striking points in negotiation. East and Gulf Coast port workers are seeking protection against rising automation. The International Longshoremen's Association, the ILA, said terminal operators have been found using autonomous systems to process trucks without ILA labor, which violates the current contract. Wage increases of more than 70% are on the table under the ILA's expiring contract signed 6 years ago. East and Gulf Coast port workers are now earning notably less than what their West Coast counterpoints secured in renegotiations last year. So they're using autonomous systems. So they're using AI instead of people. It's basically what's going on. What's up, you all on YouTube? They're using AI instead of people. So in other words, they're trying to squeeze the people out of positions of employment. And so these folks got hip to it and said no, and they want their money to be raised to match what the West Coast, at least match what the West Coast is getting. But they're probably going to strike. We're not getting past the strike. Hope you all are having a great day. But the strike is seems to be inevitable. It's two things though. It's not just the money. It's them using AI instead of the actual workers. It said they got caught using, let me show you, let me just read what the report says. East and Gulf Coast port workers are seeking protection against rising automation. The International Longshoremen's Association, the ILA, said terminal operators have been found using autonomous systems to process trucks without ILA labor, which violates the current contract. That's the first striking point. So in other words, the money is secondary. The first point of the strike is them going against AI. Elon Musk already said that AI is going to kill so many jobs. We already know this. So, and again, they can enact the Taft-Hartley Act. The Biden administration can act it if what's going on affects national security. Remember what I said about the election? My prediction is no elections. They just said that if this strike affects national security, then they can injunct this, they can use this Taft-Hartley Act and force people back to work and have an 80-day cooling off period. The administration has said it has no plans to invoke the Taft-Hartley, but we know that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter at all. But anyway, $540 million per day. Do I think that will be considered an October surprise? I don't know. I'm very skeptical of all of this stuff, but the reason why these folks are really about to strike is because they're fighting against AI. Now, I want you to think about the Matrix fighting against computers, the Terminators fighting against computers, and now you see we're fighting against computers, AI programs. And these programs are not created by conservatives. These programs are the communists, Marxists, socialists, and woke. The libtards are programming this AI. Everybody's having a good evening, but let's get started. 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 So today's title is, before I get started, when the heart is black, the devil is light. When the heart is black, the devil is light. So let's get back to this. I want to find this video. This first video I want to find is got it right here. Got it.
That I no longer believe the claims of the Bible, and that includes Jesus being God. I don't believe the resurrection. I don't believe that it was made up by those who missed him, those who were used to deifying great leaders in their eyes as customs as people did back then, you know. And ultimately because what I read in the scriptures, the stories, people, places, and things, when, you know, in the face of objective reality, don't hold water.
So this is a Christian artist and producer, JR. He denounces Christianity. Now, I'm going to tell you the thing you'll always see. When people come to the faith, it's by grace. But when people leave, it's through Satan. Let me say it again. When people come through to the faith, they come by grace. But when they leave with Satan. So what I'm saying is that it's by the grace of God that we have the God's word exposed to us. It's by the sacrifices that Christ made on the cross that allows us to have this access to salvation. But you notice when folks leave the faith, they never say, I had an awakening, it was spiritual. They never say that. They never say a higher force or the ancestors told them never. They always leave from a carnal place. Anytime someone leaves the faith, it's always through the faith, it's always through the flesh. Just listen to them. Listen.
That I no longer believe the claims of the Bible, and that includes Jesus being God. I don't believe the resurrection. I don't believe that it was made up by those who missed him, those who were used to deifying great leaders in their eyes as customs as people did back then, you know.
Who did the people in the Bible deify? Was Abraham deified? No. Was Moses deified? No. Was Noah deified? No. Was Elijah deified? No. So no person in the Bible was deified. Now they may have worshiped false gods, but the people of the Bible, David wasn't deified. These people weren't made to be seen as gods. That's nowhere in the scriptures. So what he's talking about, again, is the world. He said, I don't believe anymore. He didn't say I got a revelation. He didn't say the ancestors spoke to me. He didn't say my spirit told me it was off cap. He said, I don't believe. We come through grace, but we leave with Satan. You see, these people can't even open their mouth and even say that God told them that it was fake. All of these people that leave the faith, they always tell on themselves. Yeah, the Romans and the Greeks may have deified their people, but the people in the Bible didn't deify people of the Bible. These people always tell on themselves, always. And they always tell you that somebody either told them something, they read something, or they just stopped believing. But they're never going to tell you they got some divine revelation from the cosmos. They're never going to tell you they got something from the ether. Isn't it funny how these people can channel the ether, the cosmos, the universe, the chakras, and all this stuff, everything else, but when it was time to leave the word of God, it was none of that. Every other thing they do in life is deep. They got the ankh, they got the third eye, they got the melanin, they got the carbon, they got all this stuff. But when it came to leaving the faith, it was just so simple, so rudimentary, so basic. Why didn't the ancestors tell you it was fake? Why didn't the ancestors tell you that's not the right religion? Now, when you came to the faith, it was by grace. Isn't it funny how you was convicted by the faith when you came, but when you leave, you convicted by what? The world. We come by grace, but we leave with Satan. We come by grace, but we leave through Satan. These folks are never going to tell you that they have some kind of divine revelation to lead the word of God. They're not. They're going to give you a fleshly, worldly, demonic, and satanic answer. And this guy just said it. I don't believe anymore. Then he lied. Play it again.
That I no longer believe the claims of the Bible, and that includes Jesus being God. I don't believe the resurrection. I don't believe that it was made up by those who missed him, those who were used to deifying great leaders in their eyes as customs as people did back then, you know. And ultimately, because what I
And again, there is nowhere in the Bible where the people in the Bible deified individuals. Lazarus was raised from the dead, and you don't see anybody talking about they was worshiping Lazarus. Nobody in the Bible was deified besides God in the flesh, which is Jesus. You can't find nobody. Now they worship Moloch, Baal, all them, yeah, but that ain't a person though. That's a false god. So what he's talking about is what the world did, not the children of God or people in the Bible. He's talking about what the world did. Yeah, the world deified everybody. Because again, you can't come to God in truth and leave in truth. We come to God in truth, but you got to leave with a lie. We come to God in the truth, but we leave in a lie. You can't leave God with the truth. You wouldn't leave. The only way to leave is through a lie. And who is the father of lies? Satan. If the truth shall set you free, then the lie keeps you in bondage.
what I read in the scriptures, the stories, people, places, and things, when, you know, in the face of objective reality, don't hold water.
See, again, the Bible says to do what? To walk by faith and not by sight. You just heard what he said. Objective reality. Your own eyes will lie to you. Your own ears will deceive you. You hear this every day. Man, I thought you said, it sounded like you said, what is that? All the time. The men know you done seen a girl from far away. The closer you get, the uglier she get. Oh, no. So you can't trust your own eyes and your ears. The Bible says, believe none of what you hear. No, not the Bible, but the saying says, believe none of what you hear and half of what you see. And that saying is true because your own eyes will play tricks on you. They will. Even your mouth sometimes. You have what they call a Freudian slip. I didn't mean to say that. So the Bible says walk by faith and not by sight. He says objective reality. Now I know just based on the way he looked, because he looks drained and tired and possessed, because them demons is tagged running a train on him. But if you see him, I know that during his walk with Christ, he was entertaining Satan. The only way to put down that Bible is for you to consistently entertain the devil. That's the only way. The only way to put down the Bible is to consistently intake what the world is giving. So that means instead of reading his Bible, he's watching CNN, probably watching pornography, probably hunching on some women or some men, listening to all kind of SO, listening to, obviously, to the pro-blacks. You know how this works. A lot of people are going to leave the faith during these times because the propaganda is so intense. There's so many options now. Folks going to leave the faith. They got too many options. They can be a god. They can be a victim. They can be a king. They can be a boss. Like, it's too many options. They can be everything except a child of God. We come to God in truth, but we leave with a lie. We leave with a lie.
It's like our world, but black people is the real Jews.
Okay, so go.
Do you know black people?
Go start wearing tzitzis. Start wearing tzitzis. Go follow the Bible. Start doing what the Bible says. If you say that you're Jewish, start doing what the Bible says.
Black people is the real Jews.
So very good. Start following the Bible.
Why you want to swing on me or something? Read what I mean, man.
I'm gonna play it again.
This might shock our world, but black people is the real Jews.
Okay, so go.
Do you know black people?
Go start wearing tzitzis. Start wearing tzitzis. Go follow the Bible. Start doing what the Bible says. If you say that you're Jewish, start doing what the Bible says.
Black people is the real Jews.
So very good. Start following the Bible.
Why you want to swing on me or something? Read what I mean, man.
Now, this interaction encapsulates what I'm talking about. When I talk about the Bliggitys, he's approaching this Jewish man and telling this Jewish man that he's the chosen people, his people. So the Jewish man said, well, okay, then go follow the Bible. Now, I want you all to understand something. Saying that you are the chosen people and not following God's word is going to have a severe consequence. I'm going to say it again. Saying that you are the chosen people, but you reject God's word is going to have a severe consequence. So this young man, he's an internet personality, but this young man is telling this Jewish guy that the black people are the chosen people. And the Jewish guy said, okay, good. Now go follow the Bible. You see how that works? If you're really the chosen people, then you all would follow God's word. Because the chosen people choose God. You can't reject Christ and say you're chosen. If Christ is married to the church, which means that there's a covenant between Christ and the church. The believers are the church. If you reject Christ, you're giving the ring back. You're saying, I don't want to be married. So all of these folks run around saying they're the chosen people, but they reject Christ, it's going to have a severe consequence. And this rabbi said, good, now go follow the Bible. Think about how simple this answer is. If you're the chosen people, then go follow the Bible. And in the end, he's going to say, free Palestine. Not Palestine. He said free Palestine.
It might shock our world, but black people is the real Jews.
Okay, so go.
Do you know black people?
Go start wearing tzitzis. Start wearing tzitzis. Go follow the Bible. Start doing what the Bible says. If you say that you're Jewish, start doing what the Bible says.
White people is a real Jew.
No, raise up. Start following the Bible.
Why you want to swing on me or something? Read how I sing, man.
He said, good. Okay. Now notice, he didn't disagree with him. He didn't bash him. He gave him some great advice. He gave him life-saving advice. He gave him soul-saving advice. He said, if you are the chosen people, then go follow the Bible. You can't ask for any better advice than what that man just gave you. Now, you can get mad at the Jews all you want, but this rabbi right here gave you the perfect answer that you needed. Go follow the Bible. But guess what? You're not going to do it. Because see, you want to be chosen without God's word. So you chosen without God's word, and that means you chosen by who? And what are you chosen for? See, y'all don't even understand that it's all kind of chosens. You can be chosen by the streets. You can be chosen by Satan. You can be chosen by the demons. You can be chosen by the Antichrist. So when you all saying you're chosen, but you're not following God's word, then that means you're chosen by what I just named. Let's continue. Let's continue.
Ojú bàbá sẹ́yìn. Ojú bàbá rẹ̀. Ibẹ̀ ló ń gbé lọ. Ojú bàbá sẹ́yìn kiri o. Ọ̀pá ni wọ́n kò rí o.
Imagine somebody trying to convince you that these are the chosen people and they baptizing a baby in sewer water. Imagine someone trying to convince you that these are the chosen people that God chose. These are gods of the earth, and they're baptizing a baby in sewer water. This is sewer water. This is trash. They're baptized. Okay. They don't even have enough sense to get the trash up from around the area.
Ojú bàbá sẹ́yìn. Ojú bàbá rẹ̀. Ibẹ̀ ló ń gbé lọ. Ojú bàbá sẹ́yìn kiri o. Ọ̀pá ni wọ́n kò rí o.
Do you all see this scene I'm looking at? They are it's trash everywhere. It's trash. It's trash in the water. It's just trash everywhere. They dipping the baby, baptizing the baby in sewer water. Because that's what it is. It's sewer water. And they're trying to convince you that these people are God's people. They're trying to convince you and I that these people are God's people, that we're just like them. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, ma'am, and no, sir. They don't even have enough decency to pick they don't have enough decency to not put trash in the water. To not put trash in the water. Look at this. They got all the nice clothes on, but they're dipping the baby in sewer water. Am I tripping? Somebody, Flaxseed said, a way to build up the baby's immune system. I guess so. Everybody's dressed up, but they standing in trash. And they oblivious to it. And then if I point it out, I'm a sellout. If I say, man, they standing in trash and sewer water, I'm a sellout. Y'all want to convince me that these people that are baptizing folks in sewer water built the pyramids? I don't believe it. They built ancient Kemet. I don't believe it. They built I don't believe it. You don't go from building great pyramids and having advanced technology thousands of years ago to dipping your baby in the sewer water. I'm sorry. It's not how that works. They released them chemicals in Georgia today. Some kind of plant blew up. I think it was in Conyers. They released them chemicals so these folks can vote for Kamala. So that's what I believe. Them chemicals, that's what they want these folks to vote for Kamala. Yeah, Conyers. Kofi said, but Blanche, one man's trash is another man's treasure. They rich. But anyway, they dipping the baby in the sewer water. They ain't even saying nothing about it. Just dip the baby in the sewer water, trash everywhere. And y'all want to convince me that these is the chosen people. These are my, it's not. I'm sorry, it's not. I'm not even gonna play with y'all no more. Pastor Manning is 1,000% correct. They don't understand the world. They don't. And it's just that simple. You can get mad all you want. They don't understand the world. They don't understand the world. It's a shame. And y'all rushing back to the motherland to go see this. Y'all rushing back to go to the motherland to go see this mess. When the heart is black, the devil is light. So Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie's daughter, adopted daughter, pledged AKA. So you know, in a few years, she's going to probably get into politics or something, and she's going to tell you all that she is obligatory. Now, in real time, you know she grew up with Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. And nothing about her life is black. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. She grew up in the top 0.001% of the world. But she's going to convince you all, because she joined this sorority, that she's one of you. Now, she dropped her dad's last name. I don't know why, because without Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, she would have been an orphan somewhere in a third world country. And we know how bad that can be. So it was just funny to see how privileged she is, to where she can get rescued from the other dregs of society and then drop her dad's last name. But again, in a few years, she's going to tell you all that she's one of you. She struggled like you all did. She's going to tell you it was hard growing up with two parents that were rich and famous. Rich and famous Hollywood actors and actresses. It was hard. It was so hard. I don't know how I made it. I always struggle with my identity because my parents, everybody around us is just rich and white, and here I am with my brown skin, and I felt so out of place. I felt so alone. And y'all gonna eat it up because you're simple, you're primitive. You're not complex, you're not deep, you're simple. You beans and rice. You simple. You just beans and rice. That's it. You simple. You bread and water. You peanut butter and jelly. You're simple. Y'all gonna fall for it. But anyway, she joined a sorority, AKA, just like Kamala did, and I guarantee in a few years she's going to use this AKA stuff to trick you all, and y'all gonna fall. Well, but by then it won't even matter. But most of y'all gonna be in a camp somewhere. Most of y'all gonna be sharecropping for the World Economic Forum. Y'all gonna be sharecropping. Y'all gonna be working for the one world government. So it won't even matter. They don't even need it. Y'all gonna be working in some camp somewhere. She's very ungrateful, very privileged, it's actually disgusting though. It's really disgusting. It's disgusting. But when the heart is black, the devil is light.
Saying, wait, we're at this Kamala Harris Fashion Week party, and look how dystopian this is. Wait for it. Abortion rights are hard. It's this game with the laws or whatever, and you can play. It's a real thing, and you play for no abortion pills, ban birth control, cut Medicaid, and if you fail, you fail. Hot seat for Harris. There's this game called Grab Them by the Fight for Repro Rights. You can play Plinko, and you put this here. Blue State, we won. There's an abortion access ski ball, a fight for repro rights thing. There is a couch for JD Vance. The Straits as well, Bros Club Choice. There's a hall of hotties with Megan Thee Stallion and everyone that's hot. I don't see myself.
So you see, again, the Kamala vote is one for Satan. They're having a fashion week, Kamala Harris, and the whole theme is abortion, child sacrifice, and, you know, going against the Republicans. You saw what was going on. You saw the games. You know, I'll play it again, cut the sound, but you see it's a French man fashion week party in New York, and he's just talking about what he sees. Abortion rights are hot, you know, by the DJ booth. You got the abortion ban, all this stuff in the little, what's that game called? Is it Jenga? Where you pull the pieces out, the block pieces. And again, you see it's all stuff that it's propaganda stuff, you know, NDI, ban IVF, you know, take away birth control, national abortion ban. Here you got hotties for Harris. Then it's a game called Grab Them by the, and I guess it's a bunch of cats in there. Fight for reproductive rights game, policy Plinko. You know, it's just a bunch of propaganda, what folks eat up. You know, the left is good at appealing to low IQ, low vibrational people. You know, fight for repo rights, you know, cows property of JD Vance. And this is what the left does. This is how Satan works. He makes it look very enticing, bros for choice. And then they put hotties, Hall of Hotties. They got Quavo on there. They got Barack on there. They got Big Mike on there. They got Senator Warlock on there. So again, this is what it is. So a vote for Kamala Harris at this point is a vote for Satan. I don't want to hear nothing about no two wings of the same bird. A vote for Kamala Harris is a vote for Satan. Y'all not finna weasel out of this thing talking about two wings of the same bird. No. What Kamala Harris is doing is clear. There's no gray area. Satan. Period. So you vote for her, it is a vote for Satan. Hold on 1 second. Let me see if I can. No, not that one. I wanted to. Maybe I can do it like this. Okay, I found it right here. I found it. Here we go. Let's do it. Let's do it like this. Let's do it like this. Blad, they both the same. They both the. If that was true, y'all would be voting. If it was really two wings of the same bird, y'all would be voting Republican 1 year and Democrat the next year. If it was truly two wings, y'all would be voting Democrat 1 year, Republican the next. So California, a free state, apologizes for slavery as Newsom signs reparation bills. They're going to give you reparations, and the dollar going to crash the next day. They're going to give you all reparations, and the dollar is going to crash the next day. I can't wait to see it. Y'all going to be rich for 24 hours. But California, a free state, apologizes for slavery as Newsom signed reparations bill. Yeah, we'll see how that works. I'm going to come back to this one. Now, this girl Kennedy on Twitter, good thing your little dumb A can't vote. This little girl, it'd be good for us to have a black woman as president for the first time in history, but my vote's kind of still on Trump. This little girl right here said that. And then somebody down here said, protect black women and girls until they disagree with me. So this is a little girl that went viral for, you know, making that statement. And I may have the video, but you notice that this video got 179,000 likes of this girl, this woman calls little girl dumb. Think about this now. Think about this, her tweet going viral, 179,000 likes of this grown woman calling this girl dumb because she wants to vote for Trump. Now, they just got mad at Shannon Sharpe for saying that the girl had fake hair. He didn't say all y'all. He just said that girl had fake hair. He said one girl, and y'all said he was talking about all the black women. This girl talks about a little girl, and y'all don't say nothing about it. Y'all don't say anything about it. Remember when I told y'all this a while ago, and I said, y'all gonna be in the streets fighting for minor attracted people? Y'all don't care about the kids. Remember when I said, y'all are gonna be protesting in the streets for minor attracted persons? You're gonna be doing it. This lady, grown woman, called a little girl dumb, and y'all are supporting it. You're supporting it. You're retweeting it. You're sharing it. It's disgusting. But I get called sellout, bootlicker, coon, Uncle Tom. Think about that. This is a child, a baby. Now imagine you all being justified doing the most evil and wicked things for Kamala Harris. How many folks that you all know have been evil for Donald Trump? How many folks do you all know that y'all have seen be evil and wicked for Donald Trump? Have y'all ever seen somebody abandon all morality, all scruples, all character, all principles for Donald Trump? Now, we've seen it done for Joe Biden. We've seen it done for Kamala Harris. I haven't seen it done for Trump. I haven't seen anybody just sell their soul for Donald Trump. I'm going to just abandon everything that's good to ride with Donald Trump. I haven't seen that. But I have seen you all sell your soul for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. I've seen that firsthand. This little girl is getting ridiculed by black people around the country. It's a child. Now imagine this little girl's opinions and imagine how vicious and wicked and nasty the Bliggities are. How they gonna scar this little girl. Now you all told me when the children were walking to integrate the schools, you all told me how evil the white folks were and how racist. But what is this? This little girl has an opinion. And you have hundreds of thousands of Bliggities going against her. Let's continue. But there is the Project Warp Speed push. Again, if we go back, and this is what I talk about, you can't have both sides of the argument. You can't say that Trump didn't take it serious and made it a joke and offered other solutions and then say he forced the warp speed. We can go back to the beginning of all of this and what he was saying. And the people said no. The media said no, you all need the shot. The media was pushing that. As a matter of fact, the media was saying it's going to be impossible to even do. You need it, but it's going to be impossible. And if he does it, we ain't taking it. All that was floating around. If he does it, we're not taking it. The media said you need it, but you can't get it. Like, just think about the rhetoric behind it. If he doesn't do anything, he don't get no credit for that. I'm just saying, if he doesn't create it, he don't get no credit for it. Because then if somebody else created it, y'all would say, well, why didn't he stop it? In a leadership position, there is always room to criticize the leader because the responsibility is on the leader. Yeah, he was proud of it. Yeah. He was proud of it. You know why? Because the public said it saved everybody's life. This is what I mean by both sides of the argument. You can't have both sides. You can't say he's responsible, but then he don't get credit for saving lives. You can't. It don't work. It gotta be both. So if Trump is responsible for the snake bite, he's also responsible for saving lives, according to the media. They don't even associate the shots with Trump. The shots and Trump aren't even correlated anymore. He got to come out and say it. He got to remind the world that he saved the country. So my question is, if the media is saying, let's say you created something that was able to make blind children see. Just for example. Let's say you created something and you was able to make blind children see. You had a pill you created. You take this pill, if the mother takes a pill and the baby's born, it won't be blind. or whatever, some kind of cure for blindness or whatever. Imagine you come up with the cure for blindness in children and all the credit goes to somebody else. So it's not like everybody around Trump was against the shots. Most 300 million Americans took the shot. So that means that most people were in agreement with taking it. That means that most folks around Donald Trump wanted the shot too. It ain't just him. People around him wanted the shot. Everybody wanted the shot. The Blighties, the Libtards, the Conservatives, the Republicans, Democrats, everybody wanted this because everybody wanted to do what? Get back to normal. So Donald Trump didn't force anything on anybody. The forcing wasn't done by him. Just wasn't. He didn't force it. But again, my point is, it's not easy. It's easy to criticize the person in charge. And I'm going to just go ahead and say this too. Donald Trump is in a lose-lose situation. If he wins, he loses. If he loses, it's a lose-lose. If he didn't do it, and then they came out and created one, it would have been another reason. There was a viral video of the National Guard going to a guy's job while he was working. Yeah, but who did that though? That wasn't Donald Trump. That wasn't Donald Trump. I'm just saying though, we gotta be reasonable though. You telling me that somebody ambushed, that's not him though. At the end of the day, you didn't have to take the shot. Like Donald Trump never said you had to take it. The shots came out in November 2020, and he was gone by January. Listen, I don't agree with none of the stuff when it was dealing with the snake bites. I don't personally. At the same time, I do know that the people want Barabbas. This is what it is. So if the people want it, what you gonna do? You gonna not give it to them? It's a burden of being a leader. That's the burden of being a leader. The people want something and you don't want to give it to them. What you do? Yeah, they gave consent. You can't blame Trump. You can't blame Trump for somebody choosing to do something. This goes back to they put crack in the neighborhood. You ain't got to smoke it and you ain't got to sell it. You see, what we don't want to address is what the person's intentions are. What are their intentions? People wanted to get back to normal. The top 3 reasons for the snake bite were vacation, job/money, and back to normal. So the people wanted to get back to normal. And what the media was saying, and the libtards and the Democrats, was that a shot was going to get everybody back to normal. That was the consensus. And both sides agreed. So again, it's easy to condemn somebody in a leadership position because they got to make the decisions. It's easy. But I guarantee if he didn't do it, it'd have been something else. It's a lose-lose. We talking about him doing Operation Warp Speed, but not the folks that actually literally forced it on the people. I lost my job because of it. So I'm going to be the last person to support any of that stuff. At the same time, heavy is the head that wears the crown. Thank you, Theological Handyman. I had some folks tell me, he said, I had a lady tell me she took the jab to get on a plane. Exactly. People tell me I wanted to go on vacation. I'm like, you ain't got to take that to go on vacation. So again, I'm never going to put my responsibility on somebody else. I'm sorry. Donald Trump is from an era. This is where his era. Donald Trump is in his 70s. He's from a time period where they trusted the government. That's why most old folks took it, because they're from a time period where they believe everything they was told. We in the information age, not them. This is our generation, the generation that's looking at labels. Not back then. They ain't looking at no labels back then. They just bought the product based on the product. We're the ones that's analyzing. We know what's poison, what like that's just generation. Anybody 70 and up, they from era trusting the government. So at the end of the day, everybody can be wrong. Everybody's wrong. At the same time, the people wanted it too. So if you're going to make the statement about Donald Trump being wrong, you have to say everybody's wrong and the 6 billion people that wanted it. So you make the statement, say Donald Trump is wrong and the 6 billion people that wanted it. Because you can't have him making it without people wanting it. People wanted that shot. Well, if you think they're victims, then that's a liberal ideology. I just told you the reasons they took it were for worldly reasons. I'm not going to say a grown man is a victim because he has a tough choice to make. That's the problem with the world now. When you get presented with a tough choice, now you're a victim. Donald Trump can't make you take nothing. Joe Biden can't make you take nothing. I lost my job behind it and lost money speaking out against it. And I still don't blame Donald Trump or Joe Biden because it's my choice. So I'm never going to put my onus on somebody else. I'm never going to put my onus on somebody else. That's like an 18-year-old going to the Lamborghini dealership and he's rich and he buys a Lamborghini. Now the people at the place know he gonna wreck the car. Should they not sell it to him? An 18-year-old goes to a Lamborghini dealership to buy a Lamborghini. The people there know he's going to wreck the car. Hopefully he won't be deceased when he wrecks the car. But at 18, with 700 horsepower, you're going to wreck the vehicle. Should they not sell him the vehicle if he has the money to buy it? So at the end of the day, if you truly value your temple, then you should have said no. There were many people that did not file religious exemptions. There were many of people who were too afraid to say no without even getting threatened. Y'all do realize that most people didn't get threatened. Most people didn't get I didn't get threatened. Most folks didn't get threatened. Most folks took it because they wanted to get back to enjoying the world. What does it profit a man to gain the world and lose his soul? So the lesson for these past 4 years is not that you were a victim. The lesson these last 4 years should have been that you do have a voice and you do have a choice. And your choice is you can choose God or you can choose Satan. But if these past 4 years taught you to be a victim, then you ain't learned nothing. I lost job, bank accounts, friends, the whole works, and I'm not a victim. So again, if Donald Trump is wrong, then so is the rest of the world. Everybody's wrong. Donald Trump didn't say you can't come into this business. Donald Trump didn't say you can't go visit your family. Donald Trump didn't say you can't work here. So if Donald Trump is wrong, it's a whole lot of folks wrong. $6 billion people. 6 billion people. It was the black churches saying you can't have church unless you get the shot. It was the black churches that turned them churches into snake bite sites and testing sites. That was the black church did that, not Donald Trump. The black church was the first one to shut their doors because they was afraid, not Donald Trump. Donald Trump was the one that said, we can open the country back up. We can't keep doing this. So again, if Donald Trump is wrong, then so is everybody else. Your family, your friends, my friends, the schools, everybody's guilty. Everybody's wrong. It doesn't sound good to say it. It just sounds better being mad at Trump. And we're not going to do that because you still had a choice. Greater is he that is in me that is in the what? In the world. So get mad at the principals of the schools that did it. Get mad at the school districts and the school boards. Get mad at them because Trump didn't do that. Trump said, if you want to take it, take it. If you don't, then don't. It sounds fair to me. What you're saying is remove the temptation. It's not how God works because that doesn't require faith. See, y'all want a game that's already rigged for you. No. You should be able to walk into a room with every temptation around you and say no. Y'all want the game rigged. Y'all want the game rigged. I don't want to change. I want them to change. No. No. If Donald Trump is wrong, he is wrong for making it, then so is everybody else. So the same smoke you got for Donald Trump, had that same smoke for every agency, company, school, university, church, neighborhood, had the same smoke with everybody. And especially Biden and Kamala Harris, because they mandated it. So especially for them. But let's continue. Let me go back. Let me go. I'm looking for a clip. Oh, here it goes. Here it goes. Here it goes. Here it goes.
Record this shit.
I'm looking for a miracle.
This shit. Oh, he's right over there on the other side. He's hopping over back over the gate. Oh my God. Whatever you do, please don't shoot him. It's a boy. Oh my God. That's fucking crazy. Dude.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Just don't shoot him. He's fine. He's complying. He looks like my nephew.
He looks like a little, yeah, he looks like a little boy.
Oh, poor baby. What are you doing?
Oh my gosh. Where's Jordan? I don't know.
All I heard him say, he was like, hands up, hands up. I'm like, oh, fuck,
Maybe
they
we
got
were
him.
sleeping and stuff.
Now imagine this young man in your backyard, obviously up to no good, and y'all talking about you don't want the police to shoot him. Listen to their rhetoric on this camera. I want you to watch where they are in relation to this young man, and I want you to hear their conversation and look what's really happening.
Record this shit. Oh, he's right over there on the other side. He's hopping over back over the gate. Oh my God. Whatever you do, please don't shoot him. It's a boy. Oh my God. That's fucking crazy. Dude.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Just don't shoot him. He's fine. He's complying. He looks like my nephew.
He looks like a little, yeah, he looks like a little boy.
Oh, poor baby. What are you doing?
Oh my gosh. Where's Jordan? I don't know.
All I heard him say, he was like, hands up, hands up. I'm like, oh, fuck,
Maybe
they
we
got
were
him.
sleeping and stuff.
Now imagine this young man, you don't know what he's done. He could have just shot somebody. He could have just assaulted somebody, robbed somebody, hurt somebody. And they talking about poor baby. When the heart is black, the devil is light. Now I guarantee somebody called the police. And what folks don't realize that people call the police when y'all out there cutting up. Y'all think folks ain't telling. People telling. They on the phone calling. They're in your backyard. And y'all talking about poor baby. You don't know what he's just done. Let me show y'all something real quick. So that was a scene from Sacramento, California. I want you to look at, as she's saying, poor baby, I want you to look at, this is Sacramento, the last day of summer ends deadly in the 916. Within 25 hours, 5 dead, 12-year-old dead, 1 woman dead, 3 males dead, 3 males shot in stable condition. Last day of the summer ends deadly in the 916. Now they hollering, poor baby, don't shoot him. But the police didn't do these shootings right here. This is the last day of summer. This ain't the whole summer. This is just the last day of summer. So that means they've been killing since June. The last day of summer, 12-year-old dead, 1 woman dead, 3 males dead, 3 males shot in stable condition. And they're talking about poor baby, don't shoot him. When the heart is black, the devil is light. When your heart is black, then the light you are looking for is going to come from Satan. They don't know what that little boy did. They don't know what he's involved in. Poor baby. These police are protecting your neighborhood. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Paul said the usual suspects. This is just the last day of summer, y'all. This is one day. In one day, 5 dead, 3 shot. One day. We ain't talking about the whole summer. This is the last day of summer. But police brutality. I know. I know. I know. I know.
The fact is, BRICS is a real thing.
Yeah.
Brazil, Russia, India, China.
So this is a question I have asked.
I've been teaching for 30.
Hold on one second. I'm just trying to get to
Be good for us to have a black woman as president for the first time in history.
Yeah.
But my vote's kind of still on Trump.
But it's not.
Be good for us to have a black woman as president for the first time in history.
Yeah.
But my vote's kind of still on Trump.
Now, y'all know this little girl getting terrorized. And I know who's doing it, the Bliggitties. The Bliggitties. It's sad. Viral tweet calling this girl dumb. The tweet was sent by a queen, and black folks celebrated it. Let's continue.
Color, it's not just about money. If you're brother, it's not about color, it's not just about money. If your only reason for voting for a president is for money, you will lose a whole lot more than what you could ever imagine if money is the only reason. You are talking about the representative of your entire nation. Whether if you don't identify as an American or not, I'm with you on that. But when you are talking about voting in the representative, even though, by the way, that's not your representative, that's not the person who controls a nation, that is not the person who runs any damn thing. So we know that. But if you're going to yell and say vote for this person without looking at the fact that they are funded by pharmaceuticals, funded by oil and gas, funded by AIPAC, funded by vested interest groups who already have policies written down right now. They already know who they're going to put in office right now, just so we can be very clear. While most of you are on the internet going back and forth about who you should vote for and not vote for, guess what? You ain't got no power. The people who already decide to put the person in has already put them in. So what the hell are you going back and forth for? Why not go back and forth about how we should help our communities and continue to build within our communities? Because that is the same thing you're going to be arguing about after November. So do it now.
Now, you notice this is the downfall of the kings and the queens, is that so if the whole system is rigged, then why are you so calm and comfortable? You're telling me that it's all a setup. Well, if it's all a setup, then what's holding you back? Why isn't the bow tie off, thrown to the ground? Why aren't you hopping in a Hummer? Why aren't you rallying the troops? If everything is such a setup, then why is your response you can just sit back and do nothing? You mean to tell me the whole system is rigged and you're still acting civilized? The whole system is rigged, and your solution is to build up your community. Think about what he's saying. He's saying, don't worry about this global agenda. Don't worry about Agenda 2030. Don't worry about them buying up the land and the resources and AI taking over, and they want y'all to eat bugs. Don't worry about the cyber attacks and chips in your head. Don't worry about that. Focus on building your community up. So what Rizza Islam is really saying is that he trusts the system. You see, all of these leaders that we've ever seen, they've all trusted the system. Malcolm X seemed like he was rah-rah, but he wasn't. The Black Panthers seemed rah-rah, but they weren't. If you're telling me that the entire game is rigged, then why are you still playing it? You ever play Monopoly and you find out that somebody's cheating? What usually happens? You flip the whole board over. Think about it. When you're playing Monopoly and you find out somebody's cheating, what's the reaction? Flip the whole board. When you shooting dice and you find out that dice are loaded, what's the reaction? Somebody probably gonna get popped. If you playing a sport and you find out the rest were cheating after the game, again, so my point is, in any other circumstance, there is an immediate reaction to a person being done wrong. If you go into McDonald's, you shouldn't be, but if you go into McDonald's and you order a meal and they give you an empty bag, you're going to raise hell. So how is it that Rizza Islam is telling you all that the whole system is rigged, but all you got to do is just build your community up? If I didn't know any better, it sounds like Rizza Islam is working for the globalist. We already know he's a Scientologist. This we know. He's a Scientologist. But if I didn't know any better, I would say that Rizza Islam is working for the globalists. Because why would his advice to you all be build your community up when you got a whole global agenda wanting to put you in digital bondage? I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Brother, it's not about color. It's not just about money. If your only reason for voting for a president is for money, you will lose a whole lot more than what you could ever imagine if money is the only reason. You are talking about the representative of your entire nation. Whether if you don't identify as an American or not, I'm with you on that. But when you are talking about voting in the representative, even though, by the way, that's not your representative, that's not the person who controls the nation, that is not the person who runs any damn thing. So we know that. But if you're going to yell and say vote for this person without looking at the fact that they are funded by pharmaceuticals, funded by oil and gas, funded by AIPAC, funded by vested interest groups who already have policies written down right now, they already know who they're going to put in office right now, just so we can be very clear. While most of you are on the internet going back and forth about who you should vote for and not vote for, guess what? You ain't got no power. The people who already decide to put the person in is already putting them in. So what the hell are you going back and forth for? Why not go back and forth about how we should help our communities and continue to build within our communities? Because that is the same thing you're going to be arguing about after November. So do it now.
Do you think him wearing a blue bow tie is strategic? I thought they wore red. I thought the Nation of Islam wore red bow ties. Why is Rizza Islam telling you to wear a blue, or telling you to vote not based on, I guess, money, but he has on a blue bow tie? What made him change his dress code? What made him switch up his dress code from the regular red tie, bow tie outfit to the blue one? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Yeah, I think I saw a thumbnail for him and Jesse Lee. But again, based on Rizza Islam's rhetoric, he's working for the system. It just is what it is. Speaking of working for the system.
Years, and I hadn't got any award at all, but I'm just telling you, right over here knowing that I've been teaching for 38 years, and I hadn't got any award at all, but I'm just telling you, right over here knowing that I did something positive to create this gentleman right here, this wonderful person, I'll take that over any award they can give me.
You're crying. You are crying. How come he affects you so much? I mean, you know, you joined a gang. You were not, you dropped out. You ended up getting your GED.
Yeah.
Why is what he's saying upsetting you so much?
Because I was this close to never making it.
He saved
Never
you?
been nothing. So when I see people who don't believe they can do it, just one person can say one thing that nobody believed in me ever. And to have a dude say, you can be what you want. I remember we had a fair, and I wanted to win my mother apple. I won the apple, and I got it to my mother, and she bit the apple. She said, this apple's rotten, just like you are. And I laughed, and I told him that story. He said, you're not rotten, you're going to be something. And I'll never forget that.
He's so sweet. He's so sweet. He's so sweet.
This is
He's so sweet. He's so sweet. He's so sweet. He's so sweet. He's so sweet.
I didn't even see this, Kofi. Kofi. Now, this Kofi 19's video. But so you heard D.L. Hughley say that his mother, the queen, said he was rotten. But the white man told him he was going to be somebody. So his mother spoke death into him, and the white man spoke life. Now, this is in his format. Now, listen now. So his mother spoke death into him. The game wanted him to be a part. Everybody around D.L. Hughley wanted him to fail, from his mother to the gangs to the community, everybody. But the white man wanted him to succeed. Let's listen to it again. Let's watch it again.
I've been teaching for 38 years, and I hadn't got any award at all, but I'm just telling you, right over here, knowing that I did something positive to create this gentleman right here, this wonderful person, I'll take that over any award they can give me.
You're crying. You are crying. How come he affects you so much? I mean, you know, you joined a gang. You were not, you dropped out. You ended up getting your GED.
Yeah.
Why is what he's saying upsetting you so much?
Because I was this close to never making it.
He saved
Never
you?
been nothing. So when I see people who don't believe they can do it, just one person can say one thing that nobody believed in me ever. And to have a dude say, you can be what you want. I remember we had a fair, and I wanted to win my mother apple. I won the apple, and I got it to my mother, and she bit the apple. She said, this apple's rotten, just like you are. And I laughed, and I told him that story. He said, you're not rotten, you're going to be something. And I'll never forget that.
He's so sweet. 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 He's so sweet.
So again, D.L. Hughley's mother, the queen, said he was rotten. Now imagine a child going to the fair, you know, fighting hard to win something. You win it, you take it home excited to tell your mother. She takes, you know, she's one of these. She bit it, spit it back in his face and said it's rotten, just like you. You know, she didn't just say it's rotten. Like, no, she was extra with it. She probably had a cigarette. Probably. Well, what you got, boy? Mom, I won you. Mom, I won you an apple. Mom, I won you an apple at the fair, Mom. She was like, an apple, huh? Okay, let me see. Give it here, boy. This apple rotten just like you. He wiping applesauce off his face because his mom done chewed it and spit it back in his face. Oh, come on. Now, hold on. His mom spit that apple back in his face. Hold up. You think D.L. Hughley wasn't crushed? That little boy was crushed. That little boy was crushed. And then he went back to school and he said, my mom said I was rotten. And you know he brought the apple back to school to show the teacher. My mom took one bite and spit it out. And the teacher said, DL, you're not rotten. You're a special kid. And you know what? One day you're going to be somebody. Really? Really? You are a really special kid. Can I come stay with you? Nah, you can't come stay with me, but we'll be praying for you. Hey, Destro said after all that, he still dropped out. Hey, y'all, after all of that, he still dropped out. That's hilarious. Oh, y'all got me cracking up, man. Oh, my goodness. Can I come stay with you? Nah, you can't come stay with us now. Don't get carried away, DL. Listen, we have an at-school relationship. It's a teacher and student. It stops here. When I get off at 4, that's it. Oh, my goodness. Y'all crazy, man. Y'all crazy. Y'all are crazy, man. Okay, I got one more video. We have one more. I have the video of, y'all want to see a video of a pastor or a video of a guy talking about black men and interracial dating? Do y'all want a video about a pastor getting caught or a video about a guy talking about black men and interracial dating? What y'all want? Y'all talking about both. Y'all talking about both. Oh my goodness. Shoot. Okay, let me go with the pastor first. Let me see if I can just get to the pastor.
How's it going, sir?
Hey, how are you?
Stepping out here for me? Shut the door for me?
What you doing, man? You have any weapons on you or anything like that?
No.
What are you guys doing out here?
We're just chilling. That's all.
Just chilling?
It was getting hot in the car, so I just took my shirt off.
Well, when I walked up, you were putting your shorts on.
No, my shorts. Because a lot of times when my shorts, they get kind of stuck.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like trying to fix them.
Okay.
Because when you sit in the car, it get wet. Sometimes you get wet.
Okay. So, let me see how it looks. I come up, you two are in the back seat.
Right. Because the front seat, the front seat is like far away from me.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, just talking.
How old are you?
I'll be 48.
Well, you guys had your pants down.
I didn't
You
have
don't have to
my
lie.
pants down.
I mean, I kind of figure what's going on.
I didn't have my pants down, though.
No, he did.
He had his pants down?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So you're not gonna tell me what's going on? No.
That was.
If that's what you guys are doing, that's what you guys are going to do.
Right.
At some point.
Right.
It is what it is.
Right.
You know, people do it all the time, but you don't need to lie.
Okay. Yeah, I was sucking in. Go ahead and turn around, pants behind your back.
So the pastor, and this is a pastor, let me see. I forgot his name. But this went pretty viral. His name is Pastor. He's in Florida. His name is Matthew Arvalo. Arevalo. Let me see. So Matthew Arevalo. I'm just trying to find an article. He ended up getting 5 years, but he was a Bunnell church leader and pastor Pastor Alfonso Joseph sentenced to 5 years in prison for intercourse with a minor. Yeah, so yeah, he got 5 years. The boy was 15. The boy told authorities he had met Joseph on a dating app. Joseph had picked him up at a particular address and driven him to the golf course. Joseph told deputies he and the boy were just chilling. So the little boy being grown on these dating sites. The victim's mother attended by Zoom and briefly addressed the court. It did change my life and my son's life tremendously. I went through a lot of mental things. I pray everything works out for this gentleman, and just know that it really affected my family a lot. It affected me as a mother a lot. It should, ma'am. It should. Not only from what he did, but your son also. Your son is on a site where grown men are predators. Your son is on there trying to get chose. So yeah, it should have traumatized you. So now you need to monitor what your son is doing. Yes. Yes. But he just obviously in prison he'll be, separated from general population. He'll be, with the dregs in prison society. There's such a thing. But anyway, you see he got caught with a boy. And again, now he's a pastor and he's thinking he got it all figured out. Done it before, gotten away with it. This is something normal for him. But just this one day, just so happens the cops are out there. Maybe somebody gave him a call and they pulled up and catch you in the act. Tierra Barnes said, "Where is his dad?" Exactly. Exactly. No, they can't show the boy because he's a minor. The boy shouldn't be shown because he still has a life to live. He don't need to be shown and get shamed. I mean, he don't need to show the child.
How you doing, sir?
Hey, how are you?
Just stepping out here for me? Shut the door for me?
What you doing, man? You have any weapons on you or anything like that?
No.
What are you guys doing out here?
We're just chilling. That's all.
Just chilling?
It was getting hot in the car, so I just took my shirt off.
Well, when I walked up, you were putting your shorts on.
No, my shorts. Because a lot of times, when my shorts, they get kind of stuck.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like trying to fix them.
Okay.
Because when you sit in the car, it get wet. Sometimes give you a wedge.
Okay. So, let me see how it looks. I come up, you two are in the back seat.
Right. Because the front seat, the front seat is like far away from me.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, just talking.
How old are you?
I'll be 48.
Or you guys have your pants down?
I didn't
You don't
have
have to
my
lie.
pants
I kind of figure what's going on.
I didn't have my pants down, but
No, he did.
he had his pants down?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So you're not gonna tell me what's going on? No.
That was.
If that's what you guys are doing, that's what you guys are going to do.
Right.
At some point.
Right.
It is what it is.
Right.
He would do it all the time, but you don't need to lie.
Okay. Yeah, I was sucking in. Go ahead and turn around, hands behind your back.
I can't even imagine. Do you know how much easier life is? Just do what's right. Like, just don't give way to sin. You know how easy life is? Not easy, but it's easier. Like you can avoid all this kind of stuff. You ain't got to worry about none of this kind of stuff. All right. It's sad, it's disgusting, but it's sad. The mom obviously gonna be traumatized. This guy, he gonna be in prison, which is where he should be. The little boy's gonna be traumatized once he realizes, you know, like once he realizes what's really going on, he gonna feel it too. He's probably too young now. Maybe he knows now, but you know, hopefully he's able to turn his life around.
I made a video in the Philippines talking about how a lot of black men have low standards, especially when it comes to dating outside of their race. It's like a lot of you guys, as soon as you meet like a non-black woman who treats you good, you're like, man, I hit the lottery. But you guys don't really pay any attention to anything else about the woman. I think you guys just kind of pedestalize non-black women to the point where you're dating low-quality women from other races that the men in their race probably wouldn't even date.
So I'll play it again.
I made a video in the Philippines talking about how a lot of black men have low standards, especially when it comes to dating outside of their race. It's like a lot of you guys, as soon as you meet like a non-black woman who treats you good, you're like, man, I hit the lottery. But you guys don't really pay any attention to anything else about the woman. I think you guys just kind of pedestalize non-black women to the point where you're dating low-quality women from other races that the men in their race probably wouldn't even date.
So this guy's name is Flight Madness on YouTube. And so, yeah, he does seem very, Angel Wings called him Captain Bliggity, but he does look like a character on Street Fighter. But yeah, he does look zesty. But so now oftentimes you've heard me talk about, you know, when black men go outside of their race, you know, what they usually pick. But I'm going to say this, though. So black men having low standards doesn't just exist outside of their culture. It exists in their culture as well. So to get with a woman that is a feminist, a Marxist, independent woman, all that, black girl, all that, that's a low standard too. And so if you think about the culture, first of all, tells you that you have to align with the Democratic Party. This means you got to sell your soul. The culture also says that the women run the culture. So you're already second and third and fourth and fifth fiddle. So, and then they tell you that your only value to the culture is what you can accumulate. I.e. resources. So the same way that women practice hypergamy, when they say, I want the guy with the most resources, is the same way black men look when they go outside the race. You got to understand something. The needs of a man are still the needs of a man, meaning the man wants to be respected. He wants to be honored. You know, he wants to be, you know, he wants to be seen as the leader. So in other cultures, the women already have a leg up on the queens. Most other cultures respect the men. So if we don't look at aesthetics from first, just from a cultural standpoint, the woman is already above the queens, just by how she views a man and respects a man. Now, I will say this, that the black man's standards are already low, though. So it's not like he's going to lead the black community and he's going to raise them. See, what we've been calling high standards has been based on a false premise that these women, these queens, because she has a job and a degree and a house and a car, doesn't mean she's high standards. Because I guarantee that her ideology is trash. Because most of the queens support Kamala Harris. most of the queens support Marxism. Most of the queens support the Democrats. Most of the queens support LGBTQ. So the women that we're calling quality, we're calling them quality based on aesthetics, not what's on the inside. So I just want to be clear on what we're calling trash and what we're calling good. Most of the women in our community, they're just nicer versions of what you call trash. Now, the other girls might look trash on the outside, but it's gold on the inside. Whereas on this side, they look great. It's gold on the outside, but the inside is trash. So, but the black man's low standards are not going to raise up when he leaves the community. It's not going to happen. They're already low. Most black men have already been defeated by the culture before they even become 18. They've already been defeated, raised by a single mother. They have their mother's spirit. As Lee Peterson says this, they have their mother's spirit. So they're practicing hypergamy as well, though, just with the intangible version of hypergamy. They're going to the woman that's going to make them feel like a man or make them feel more like a man. But again, when he's talking about trash, he's talking about aesthetics. Many of these women in other cultures, they may not look the part, but they are the part. Some of them big, some of them ugly, but they're the part on the inside. A lot of our queens are the part on the outside, not the inside. Because I guarantee 9.5 out of 10 queens support Kamala Harris. Support every wicked agenda, from child sacrifice to worshiping these celebrities. So again, but anyway, Captain Bliggity, I understand what he's saying, but he needs to add more context. Because I feel like he's not a man that's really taking his walk with Christ to have some kind of wisdom and discernment. Neek said, nah, they getting bullied and talked too crazy by other races behind the scenes too. Okay, so what you say? Oh, but even still, so if I get talked too crazy behind closed doors, not in public, they're gonna take it. The number one need of a man is respect. So it is what it is. So if the woman, so he gonna go to the woman who's gonna respect him the most. Just saying. Now, I don't know if he's talking about foreign women or American women. Now, American women, they pretty much all the same. But foreign women, no. Foreign women ain't just talking crazy. We talking about American women, yes. Western women. Thank you, Cruise Missile, for the super sticker. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. B people are magical and universal until they tell them their behaviors have repercussions, not aligning with the same universal laws they're not following. Right. 100% correct. Black folks are magical and universal until you tell them what goes around comes around. But thank you, 123 Girls TV. I like that name. 23 Girls TV. McCoy, when it's all said and done, I don't know what happened to Satan, but I do know that he'd have to at least made a solid case against them folks, pun intended. Listen, Satan gonna be like, listen, I know I was bad, but not like them. And you right, McCoy, he gonna have a solid case. He gonna be like, I know I cut up, but not like them. Key JX, If you had one shot, one opportunity to seize everything that you ever wanted in one moment, would you capture it or let it slip away? That's a good question. And I think that's a life question. If you had one shot, one opportunity to seize everything that you ever wanted in one moment, would you capture it or let it slip away? That's a great question. That's a great question. And honestly, that should be a life approach lesson. Like it should be. Like we should look at things this way. Because if you have one shot, one opportunity to seize everything, you're going to give it your best usually. And that's really the point of it, is giving your all, giving your best in everything you do. But thank you, KJX, for the super chat. Oh yeah, listen, you all, stock up on your water and your non-perishables, candles. Y'all stock up because toilet paper, and all that stuff. So tomorrow, when you all get a chance, I need to get your toilet paper and your water and your non-perishable, get your canned goods, and just go from there. But the port is going to strike. As a matter of fact, you might want to go tonight if you can. Michaelis is already on it. So matter of fact, if you can go tonight, if not, let's go in the morning. But you can go to the Dollar Tree or Family Dollar. They got candles, matches, all stuff you need for the cheap. I might go right now, y'all, while I'm talking. I'm not getting sick. It's that I drunk that smoothie. It happened when I drink like something that's real cold. That always happens to my throat. Anyway, listen, I love y'all, and I will see you all on Wednesday. Thank y'all so much. Love y'all. Thank you, Angel Wings, for moderating, and the Goddess Navi. Love you all, and thank you all so much, and I will see you all on Wednesday. Thank you.